Hi, lovelies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. So, this is going to be a little bit of one of those serious talks of what I've been witnessing for the past 48 hours. And I went ahead and got my my guild cards out. So, if you haven't noticed, the energy is whipping up like crazy. And for the last 3 days, no, let's see, it started on Saturday. Started on Friday, then it escalated on Saturday. And it was still happening on Sunday, and it's just now making its way over into the other building. Um, so what I'm noticing, it's an energy, a frequency that's being emanated, and what's happening is causing people to just go into fighting. Now, this could be Pluto related energy, related energy, but it's causing people to be verbally abusive. It's causing people to um, cuss each other out. It's causing people to walk down corridors and be yelling and screaming on their phones. And just a few minutes ago, there was a huge um, fight between two women and a man on this side of the building in another apartment complex, yelling and screaming at each other. So this energy, what's happening is there's a, there's this very unique, orchestrated, interfering energy that's going on. And it's the kind that comes in, and what it's doing is coming in and is looking for a hit. It's looking for a crack. It's looking for someone to jump into energetically and to cause an uprise, to cause fight, to take a life, to cause someone to be arrested, cause someone to um, be taken down. This energy is very raw and it's very fast and it's very sporadic. Like you can just be just in a calm moment, and then the next thing you know, the person will flare off on their words. Misunderstanding something. And it seems like with this incident, what's happening with the people I that that were escalating, there was a woman way on this side where I am who just opened her window and she literally screamed at the top of her lungs, "Shut the fuck up." I mean, she was so loud and voiceful of whatever was going on. She got tired of hearing it and she screamed it out of the top of her voice. Now, when she did that, it was like this huge energy just went boom when she yelled it out because she was way on this opposite side. And then there was stuff happening in this other apartment complex over here. And I'm like, really? So she screams it, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, you know, and I can feel the energy, how it rippled out. But yet and still, when I looked underneath the energy of it, I could see a a a unsettled energy coming up from the ground, coming up through the root of that person and just exploding, like to say enough is enough. I don't want to hear it anymore. I can't take it anymore. This is too much. Shut up. That's what this energy was making this woman do. So in between that time and now, I'm looking like 20, 20, 30, 40 minutes later, this group starts escalating. And it was almost like watching an energy bounce from one place to another. It was just going one place to another. You know the opening scene of I'm trying to think, not Sixth Day. It's the other one with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he has to rescue this girl because she's being chosen to give birth to the dark lord, the dark, whatever. And God, what was it? End of days. End of days. Thank you. Because I was like, what is that? End of days. So in end of days, there's this scene where this energy, this dark spirit comes out and it's roaming through and it's trying to, and there's this scene where the priest was sitting at the table with this couple and he was talking. He gets up to go to the restroom to go wash his hands. And this is exactly it was right on point how energy just moves around and starts jumping on people. So he's in the bathroom washing his hands, getting ready to go back out and finish meal with the couple. And then he looks up in the mirror and he can see this outline of this figure, but he can't tell what it is. And it jumps him. It jumps into him. It slams him all around and it just all over the place. He's getting slammed around and then it takes root. And when it takes root, his eyes change. He doesn't look like himself and he walks out of the bathroom, walks up to the couple, and he does this thing of he takes hold of the woman, he puts his hand down her bra and he's kissing her in front of the husband, and he's doing this, and then the husband says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he gives that husband this look like, "Are you challenging me? Are you saying something to me?" And as soon as he did that, it was like the husband just kind of sat back, and the wife was like kind of like out of herself, kind of like she felt intoxicated, didn't know what happened, like part of her essence was taken. Okay. And so the priest walks out of the restaurant. And as he walks out of the restaurant, he does that. And then the restaurant blows up. So he still has a host. So this being is going to represent itself like a priest and take the priest's body and reside in him as he goes around. He's looking for this woman that he knows that he has to get with to create this baby and this the dark one that's coming. End of days. That's a good movie. End of days. So I was just watching how this energy was going boom, 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 boom. And I was like, damn, look at that. So heads up, because this is an energy that's very raw. It's planetarial, it's earth, it's frequency, it's it's is inundated in the old trajectory of the third and fourth dimensional energy. And there's just a lot of attached energy that's going to be enacting out on people. People who are very well known to be portals, they're open for spirits to attach to them. If you are a light worker, just pay attention that there's going to be these type of form of energies that might jump on to people you know and be trying to mess with you for no reason, and it comes out of nowhere. There's no rhyme or reason for it. There's no trying to figure out why did this happen. It just comes out of nowhere. So between now in the next couple of months, because we're going to see so much change dramatically in everything that's going on, because there's this deep tug of war. The way spirit is just showing it, it's this tug of war. Always when I'm on. Hey, lovely. I'm doing a live right now. Okay, bye. So the energy is very pulling, and I've been paying attention because one of the ways certain frequency codes come in, and how write the codes for a healing to come in to do this healing with the frequencies and the colors that come in with spiral light is I pay attention to what's happening. And if I see an alignment energy of things attacking, that is dead on, full force. We're not going down with a fight without a fight energy. So this particular type of energy is looking to start something to displace you. And the way you know it's a really heavy one is when it hits you. If you're used to some kind of interaction energy, normally you can brush it off and go on about your business. But this particular type of energy kind of stays with you. It just, it kind of niggles in your mind a little bit, like, why did that person act like that? Or why did this happen? Or why is that going on? Da 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 da. So, just to let you know, the energy is off the hook right now. Please, more than ever, be careful of where you go. Big places like the mall, it's going to be amped up energy. Don't be surprised if you just see a bunch of people walking around dead zone, don't have no life force in their face. Um, just be aware of that. Um, Even in the grocery stores, depending on where you're shopping. Um, it's just a really interesting energy. You know what I'm saying? It's very intense. And here's the thing. It Thank you. It almost feels like ever since the 15th hit, and those of us that got the initial download, there's this energy to find out who got it and where can we press in at to keep you from fully activating. Okay. That's what it feels like we're up against. Is like, okay, who got it? Where can we press in at so we can mess with you? So we can bring your energy down, so we can make you feel as though all is lost. It's that energy of all is lost. So be very mindful of people on platforms of who you're listening to that is doing a lot of fear mongering. Um, they're running that fear energy, okay? And just be mindful of where you're seeing it, and be mindful of others that are doing things, claiming that they are. I just have to say this: they're going to help you heal from your resentment and your grief and your anger and your your disappointments in life, and they have not forgiven anybody. They are angry. They feel like they are just have been just holding on to a lot of resentment themselves. But they're going to teach you how to. No, 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 no. If you haven't done the work on yourself, how can you go teach others to go release that? You know, you got to walk that and heal that within yourself first. And I'm saying it because it's the truth. That's all there is to it. And anybody got anything saying about what I just said, please do. But you won't. So just know that there's a lot of energies out there that are trying to cause a rift, trying to pull apart. picking and choosing where they can settle in at. So this is essential. Smudging, um, making sure you ground and center yourself, taking care of yourself first, nourishing yourself to the best of your abilities. Praying over your food before you eat, yes, bless it up because it's all about, what time of day it is, what we're going into. This is going to be challenging and just hits and miss and it's not going to be as severe as people are painting it to be, but it's going to be enough to get the attention of what people need to wake up to. And I can't even say wake up to, but to be more aware of what is going on in our world. Excuse me, to be more aware of it. Um, so that's where we are right now energetically. And just for me to I mean, this is not a rundown area where I live. It's a good, nice area. Okay. But we got these people who are just losing it. They're losing their minds. And it's sad because I remember one of the elders was talking and she said, those that will, some of them will not be able to remember their names, will not be able to do for themselves, and some of them won't remember who they are and won't have heart and compassion and love because they won't be able to relate to that. They won't have that capacity because it's turned off. You know, so that's a sad thing to have to kind of look at. But let's take a look at the card messages of the day. Now, I wasn't on yesterday because there was a lot going on yesterday. And just interesting. The energy is very raw right now. And I'm looking at everything and I'm wanting to just see what is going on that is causing all of this. Okay, so we need to be in that gratitude place. And I've been really, really pushing that through that gratitude, just being that thankful place. This is interesting, this card read. The next one is going to be the harmony, and I love dolphins. Harmony, being in harmony with each other. Look at that 3 and that 10. Everything is about timing. How are we moving through our timing? Divine alignment, timing. And then here's the owl. Are we holding focus? Are our eyes wide open? Are we looking? And the last card message for that is what is going to be the heartbreak that we have to really step through and heal? And when I see this, I think about the amount of rain and everything that's supposedly be coming towards the West Coast, hitting California. And I'm looking at this like, okay, these last couple of days has been really warm. Like yesterday, just going out and just being outside and walking and doing stuff. It was like 70 degrees. And I said, okay, we went from 49 to 70 degrees like that overnight. I'm like, okay, so that means it's going to be a lot of um, photonic light and plasmic electric static energy happening in the atmosphere because you got that heat, that hot and that cold that's going to be interacting. And I said, okay, well, when the rain starts, obviously we're going to get some thunder and lightning because that's going to be those, electrons and neutrons and protons acting out, producing all this. So, in the heartbreak is all about unsettled emotion, unhealed emotions that are really kind of surfacing out there. The heartbreak energy is going to be two things: people that need to deal with their heart and deal with healing past pain and suffering and injury, anything emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And then there is the activation of the heart space, bringing in that activation of the heart space. So the activation of the heart space is the one that ties into connecting through the throat, the third eye, the crown, and on up to divine source. All of that being connected, and then grounding it all the way through, through the root into our earth star, into our water star. So let's just go ahead and take a look at Gil and see what's going on. I was trying to watch Sage Goddess program, and she's out in Tucson, and there's a lot of interference going on. If you haven't noticed, on the internet, the phones. Part of it is where they're trying to link it up to Starlink, and there's been a lot of problems with the phones trying to have that link up. And now and then there's a lot of cyber stuff going on. So, you know, I am just here walking it one day at a time and just staying focused, writing out my codes, writing out the healings, implementing them, activating them. And obviously, I'm going to have to do some serious grid work around here because there's so much energy taking place here where people are attacking one another and people are yelling and screaming at each other, and the word bitch is being used a lot and fuck is being used a lot. So those words are coming up a lot in people's anger and their fighting. And I mean, that I'm telling you, it's almost like that one scene where you hear the guy says, I want you to go to your window and open it up and say, I'm not going to take it anymore. And however the thing goes, I'm blah, 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 and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. You know, how he had everyone get up and go do that at the window. This lady just was straight, forget about the mad as hell, was straight to shut the F up. She just yelled it at the top of her voice. And then she closed her patio door. And I was like, wow, someone is done. And here's the thing, a lot of people are really sensitive to their hearing. They're sensitive to energies, the way it hits their body. They're getting sensitive to it. So there's going to be a lot of flaring energy going on. So let's just take a look at what the message is from Spirit on this, for the highest good of the collective, because we already know about heartbreak, focus, timing, gratitude. Ooh, hold on a second. Jeez Louise, these cards just like jumped out of my hand. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and, I mean, it was like boom. I was like, okay. So we have the strength, obviously, is the 8. We have the devil. So we have that change, that temptation. We have that that energy that's ripping. So we got strength and this. We have regret energy, and then we have the priestess. So when I see this on top of all this chaotic energy of what's happening here, it's making me feel like the priestess are the ones who have to come in and hold the sacred light to be able to, all right, hold on. Here we go. To be able to take water, to be able to take air, to be able to take a crystal, to be able to take a sacred voice of self and to project and emanate that energy out to bring in an anchoring light, divine light into areas where it is heavy, where it is dense, where it is argumentative, where it is fighting energy and is chaotic energy. To be able to just say, okay, I'm hearing this and hearing that. I'm gonna anchor this light energy down because there's obviously energies coming through that's hopping onto people and making people do things. The priestess is being tempted unto action. They will regret. Stay in the beloved light. It's the priestess is staying in her beloved light. She is the light. The regrets and the energy and the devil, she's got the strength. But there's when we're talking about chaotic energy that is being projected out of people, being chaotic in voice and yelling and screaming, and it builds to a high point and then it wants to go in and have an interaction. That's what that's looking at. It's all about that interaction. Can I get you to jump into it? So when we look at the priestess, she doesn't have to feel tempted, but she can sit and hold space and be in her highest power. She's very calm right here. She's sitting, her hands are crossed right there. She's calm. She's holding that space. That temptation part is not to become a part of the chaos, not to become a part of the fighting, the argument. There's great power in being quiet and silent. There's great power in it. Because when you're quiet and you're in the silent energy, there's no feeding of fire. There's no feeding an energy, and only doing it when you know you have to just walk away from the energy. It's better to walk away from an energy than to match an energy, and then it becomes a rippling effect. It's better to stay in that divine space and not allow it to infiltrate you. Because what I was witnessing is an infiltration all around. And it's been since Saturday. So that full moon is no joke. That full moon is jacking people up all over the place. Not to mention planetarial, what we got going on. So just wanted to come on and just share what's been happening and what I've been witnessing and the chaos. Um, and thank you, Spirit. It's the energy of waiting for the flipping shoe to drop. What's going to finally happen? Everyone is on this kind of like this edge of what's getting ready to happen. Are we going to go into this? It all depends on what timeline you're anchored into that's going to feed you the matrix vision of what you're thinking or what you might want to experience. And man, let me tell you something. These phones, I don't know what they're doing to them, but to just kind of be in your thought and you're thinking about something, you're not even talking about it. And you go into your phone to go look up whatever you were thinking about, and you're not even finished typing it up. It's already right there. I said, okay, this is what they were talking about a few years back, where they wanted AI to be so advanced to where whatever you're thinking, it pulls it up for you. It wants to match with you. It wants to become one with you. No, 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 no. You ain't becoming one. I'm the control of this. You are not. I rule you. You don't rule me. And that's one of the things we have to remember with all this technology coming in, not to allow it to rule over us. Okay. A human being made it, processed it, put in all its processing. We have divine dominion over AI, not the other way around. And this is where it's going to get very glitchy because this is where the energy is going to be fighting. We want to take over, and we're like, no, 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 you're not going to do that. We're going to see this struggle war, and then we're going to see this. What side are you on? What side? Because there's going to be this space in the middle, a threshold. So I'm going to put this here with some of the stuff I was getting hit with energetically yesterday. And it was really a weird thing. Okay, I sent this to a friend of mine's and I said, look, this is what I'm seeing. So the other day, when I was looking up at the sun, I had my eyes closed and I was like this. I literally saw geometric symbols and then it went into the flower of life in both eyes. And I said, oh, wow, I, I literally can see that. That's cool. It did it real fast, went into gold, and went choop, and then it disappeared. And I opened my eyes. I was like, whoa. Okay, that was the first one. Then I'm still having the vision of seeing the sky light up on fire, but it's not a fire. It's like this brilliant, really intense, like flamey light that comes through the sky. It takes over the whole entire sky and is like rippling, kind of like, you know how if you catch like a oil slick on top of water and you set it on flame and you see it go across, like rippling across, the flame ripples across. That's what I was seeing. That's in the vision. I keep seeing that. And then when I am looking at it, I'm like, wow, okay, I'm seeing that again. When I'm seeing it, then I see the crack, and then I start hearing cracking sounds. And it's like, okay, it's the firmament breaking. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm seeing that, feeling that. Then when I see that, I asked a question, when that happens, what happens? And all I saw, and I kid you not, and I've been hearing a lot of people interpreting and saying it, but what I seen is anything that is not of its divine origin literally gets hit with it and dies like that. And I'm like, whoa. So it's kind of like, thank you, Spirit. I was like, how do I explain it? Okay, you remember the scene in War of the Worlds? Remember that? Okay, remember when Tom Cruise, the father or whatever, he's looking for his son, trying to find his car. Remember the scene? Okay, he goes out in the street, and this is where they first see one of these things literally come up from the ground. Okay, so it comes up from the ground. Okay, and when it finally comes up from the ground, it hits that high pitched sound and it's oscillating, and then it does its zoom, it shoots out that sonic ray of light that disintegrates people. That's what's going to be happening. but it's going to be so intense. It just, that's it. That person, and it just, because if you're not organic and organically divine, which means an original, yeah, you're going to have some issues for sure by NCPs and by lower beings. Yeah. And here's the thing, there's this energy, and I'm going to wrap up with this because I'm noticing it. And I'm like, wow, that's not a cool energy to put out there. Where the so called beings that want to build their places all in the ground and go into their elite homes and stuff into the ground. And other people are going to feel like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do when they obviously know something's going on? It's because they know their time is up and they can't stay up here. Okay? That's basically it in a nutshell. We're stepping into a new process, and this process has a ticking time countdown. Okay, it started on the 15th. So now it's going to keep counting down until February 5th of 2025, when we're fully really out of the Kali Yuga. Okay, it's just starting, when it's finally really going to fade, and then it's full on onset. We're in that, depending on what calendar you're going by, because they have all these different calendars to confuse us. So we're trying not to be in the Gregorian, because that's the lying one. That's not the one, that's the true one. Ethiopian is the truer time. That's saying it more, and those that have made the calendars, the Lemurian calendars, those are matching those energies. So it's really being able to find the true timelines and being governed in that space, not the artificial timeline that we were born into, that is of the false time, the one that keeps us behind. Okay. This is all challenging. We have so many storylines going on, and it makes it where it's, you have to, this is why it's so important. You have to build a relationship with yourself, to have that divine connection in your heart, to have that divine connection with divine source, the one true God, not the artificial one that was sitting around on some chair in a cloud judging you. It's not that one. So if you're still following that one, I highly suggest you get a refund and get a real ticket and get on the real train. Okay? Because that's the one that's not the real one. That's the one that makes you feel shameful. That's the one that makes you feel bad. The real, true, divine creator is you. It looks like you. It has love. It has compassion. It has the power to change things, not even in a thought, just in a breath can change it at the speed of light. Less than 7 seconds can change it. That's creator. Okay, so please really develop a good, loving relationship with yourself, because that's what makes the codes come in easier. That's what makes it easier for you to hold them. And it really brings that in. And then all your gifts start coming on. And there's nothing like when your gifts are on and you can just walk into certain places and touch things and be, nope, 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 nope. Yeah. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah. Scanning it. It's the name of the game now. Divine magic of self. You have to be in that divine magic of self. So heal yourself, work with yourself, be true to yourself, master yourself, step into yourself. Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? Let's simplify it. You be I am divinely heard. I am divinely seen. I am divinely loved. And when I say I'm divinely loved, it doesn't mean that I'm being divinely loved by two legs. You know, it means divinely loved by the divine cosmos of benevolent light. And then the rest comes in where it needs to be of that love. Okay, but that one's first. All right. So stay out of arguments, stay out of stuff with people that feel like they always have to be right no matter what you say. They got to be right. Stay out of that. That's an entrapment. Okay. As soon as someone starts clicking off and starts acting like that, just take a breath and say, you know what? I'm so glad you saw that. Thank you so much for that information. And keep it moving. Because you don't want to take an invitation where it sets you up to be attacked. And a lot of it's going to be this it's fast, comes out of nowhere. Somebody says something and they don't even realize what they're saying. They just say it. And then you're sitting there saying, wait, did you just say what I think you just said? You call them out on it, then that's how it starts. You call them out on it, they don't like being called out on it, then boom, that's how it starts. So be aware, because I just watched it happen over here in this apartment. You know, the energy, and it was, okay, just be mindful, be very mindful. And if you need like silent night, be silent night. Like I said, there's a lot of power in being quiet. Just be quiet and just watch and observe and move about the cabin silently, doing your magic, dropping your frequencies and everything. All right, lovely. All right, lovelies. I just wanted to come on and check in with that. Um, I'll see how the weather is going to be tomorrow. It's supposed to be raining, and take care of your space. Okay, be that. Take care of your space. Be good to your space. All right, lovelies, be good to yourself. Much love to all of you. Be so light, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being subscribers. Can you believe it? I've only been on this channel for since what, 2018, 2017, doing this. And I think before the month is up, I might get up to 200 subscribers because I get shadow banned because I speak my truth. I don't care. I'm not doing this to get a whole bunch of subscribers. I'm not doing this to be a million watch. I'm not doing that for this. I'm only here for those who are trying to fulfill their mission. I am here to activate the hell out of you so you will fulfill your mission and your purpose. I'm here to just bring that in. That's all I'm here for. And to speak my truth. Yeah. That's what we all need to do. Speak our truth. And I'm not falling for the Super Bowl thing either. That's all ritual. Big time. If you guys are still doing that, that's all ritual. But halftime show, you can watch it to get some of the messages and decode it. Because that actually tells you what they're planning. What they're doing. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Much love. Hope to see you good tomorrow. Talk about some other good thing. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to that. All right. Much love. Bye.